Welcome back, everyone, to the Drift Crisis. In our last session, everything went well, actually. After using the Signal Chaos Engine to escape from the devil that had tracked you down far into the future and return back to mere moments after the Drift Crisis began, and ships were unceremoniously ejected as the plane went offline. You all found yourself trapped within the gravitational pull of a black hole. Quite frankly, I think everything went fine. Now, you weren't the only ones trapped in that gravitational well, as a bulk freighter that was seemingly centuries old, pretty heavily damaged, and mostly empty, call sign the Final Horizon, was also ejected into the black hole's vicinity and was slowly being drawn in, having completely lost power during the events of the crash. The ship's AI, Core A, also known as Cora, reached out to you all, and you offered to assist in towing the ship out of the gravitational well. You pulled them out. You saved a few of their people who had also been knocked out of the ship by the collisions that were going on, and successfully rescued the ship and everyone on board, pulling it a bit of a distance away from the black hole's gravitational pull, but still with a very beautiful view of it. Being invited on board the Final Horizon, you met with the abbot of this cosmonastery, a Kasatha by the name of Talaris, learning that this is a very relatively small sect of Solarian researchers, monks who are devoted to the study of the cycle in the universe, and have taken up a vow of pacifism in doing so. But their ship needed some hefty repairs, who some of you have begun assisting them with, while the rest of you began to just sort of generally chat with people, help out where you could, and see what's going on. You've been seemingly sent to this specific time and place by the coordinates you found in the future, so if something is guiding you, then evidently there must be some reason you are here. Whether that was just to save these people from the black hole or something further, you're uncertain. Though during those sort of initial hull reconstructions, Thinker, you managed to turn on a very old, sort of abandoned console, and within the files find the remnants of an anonymous communication log. The recency of it, impossible to tell, so it could be from far before these monks took residence in the ship, or it could be as recent as 10 minutes ago. You really have no way of telling, but it seemed to be a conversation between two people talking about that to die is to simply become one with the cosmos. They are surrounded by others who are blind, and to look for a file called the Singularity Protocol. No further information was able to be pulled from that. It was a very small log, but a log nonetheless that caused your, I don't know, tentacles to stand on end?
Yeah, I don't exactly have hair, do I?
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Celia's probably fine and correct. A number of you went to spend that night back on the Primarata resting, while Amara and Kimana took up cells on the Final Horizon and rested there for the evening. Amara waking up early to come across the sort of morning meditations of the monks of the Final Horizon, most of which seemed very normal, aside from like a few people who had a bit more nihilistic tendencies in their words. Still related normally to the cycle, but just not the most positive outlook in their predators and meditations. But we are picking back up in the relatively early morning of the 24-hour cycle that the ship follows, as many of you were splitting off to go and do different things. I do still have the list of what you all were planning to do. Durgesh and Kemana heading to try and track down a Lashunta by the name of O'Neill, who you were informed by some of the monks you assisted yesterday is acting odder than usual lately and tends to frequent the abandoned parts of the ship, more so than interacting with others. Thinker, you were planning on doing some more repairing of the hull, as well as potentially trying to speak to Cora. I believe you went to try and head down to the central computer area, but were denied access, the door being shut as you approached, and thus unable to access. You, I think, wanted to just try and speak to Cora anyways, and Amara wanting to spend some time with and potentially influence Ninura, the ship's pilot, who likes to spend time, from what she mentioned, before meals with some of the other younger monks, training still. Even if they have taken up a vow of pacifism, they still enjoy training their bodies to an extent. Is that still what everyone wished to do? Did anyone have anything else they would like to do?
I'd like to amend my speaking with Cora.
Sure.
I'd like to find the abbot.
Talaris? Absolutely.
Yes, Talaris. And see if I can have access to the central computer to run diagnostics on Cora and make sure that all of the computer functions are operating as normal, or at least get access to a terminal where I could do that, if not the central computer.
Well, we'll start with you then, Thinker.
Oh, no, wait, no. Alright, let's run it.
As you seek out Talaris in the early morning, you do find him in the sort of hall of reflection, they call it, the sort of open plan area near the aft end of the ship, at least the part that is in use, that has the communal facilities. Alcoves for study and meditation, as well as a second level that has the bookshelves and library of the Cosmonastery. You find Talaris sort of in meditation in one of those alcoves, just a small stack of books off to his side, as he has his eyes shut and is seemingly in a sort of focused state as you approach.
The rabbit.
Thinker, I believe.
Yes, that is my name. I had a request for you. I was on my way to work on repairing the hull. And I had a thought. Has Cora been acting weird? Has there been any maintenance on her? Anyone checking her file systems, making sure that everything is up to date and accurate within this time, making sure that everything is all right with her?
Yes. Cora has never displayed any sort of odd behavior of the sort. We do run routine maintenance, but her structure is set to self-optimize and perform diagnostics on itself.
Who runs this maintenance? Someone trained in her systems, or is it just an automated program that gets run? And
Give me a diplomacy check, Thinker.
I'm fucked.
Mm.
You want this blind?
Nope, this can be public. Because you are,
Well,
as much as you saved these people and helped them, for all intents and purposes, you are still an outsider,
Oh, yeah,
effectively
totally.
asking after, like, the core thing that keeps their ship running.
Yeah, definitely.
And he is going to give you a bit of a weird look.
I only ask because it's not. The ship has sustained a large amount of damage. I'm worried that there might be damage to the systems responsible with diagnostics.
Ah,
The issue could be that the diagnostic systems themselves are damaged, and as such, incorrectly reporting back that everything is fine. If there's been no one to perform general maintenance or check out,
I can assure you, everything with those systems is just fine. I spent a long last evening going over everything myself. I can assure you that those systems are perfectly operational and undamaged by the events that brought us here.
it's good to hear. Sorry, I had a thought. It was concerning to me that something might have happened.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
your
for-
concern, both for the vessel, Cora, and everyone aboard, but those sorts of diagnostics are some of the first we run in the case of any sort of general emergency to ensure that everyone's safety remains paramount.
Of course. Thank you,
Mhm.
Abbott. I will go back to repairing the hull then.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me engineering lore if you want to spend the better part of the day working on repairing the hull. Or at least this sort of like first half of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is going to be a regular success for sure. So
Alrighty.
at least repairing the entire hull of the ship, fool's errand.
Yeah.
Especially just for you. But all the important areas, you are certainly making some amount of progress on. It's going to require a lot of work, probably multiple days, to get it working. And there's the automated repair systems, the ship's sort of nanite repairs that are working as well. You are helping to speed up that process, though, and ensure that those self-repair robots aren't fucking up at all.
Gotcha, yeah. Using... Don't know if Thinker... I don't think Thinker finds that weird.
No. Everything as far as Thinker can see is operating perfectly normally.
No, I meant getting pushed away from checking out Cora. I don't think Thinker would
I
report
mean,
that to the group. I don't think Thinker would report it to the group,
yeah.
is all I'm saying.
It's very much like, would you, if you were the sole person who talked to the Knights of Galarian, would you want them taking a look at the Signal Chaos engine if not for the situation that was occurring?
Yeah, so I don't pass that on to my
Fair.
I don't pass that on.
You guys do not have an AI for your own ship, unfortunately, so...
Sag.
Highly Sag.
Your AI
did you
is...
share...
Mr. Jericho.
Did you...
Yes.
This is a bad AI.
What, Durgesh?
Did you... was that... chat log shared with us?
Yes, the
Both.
chat log was shared.
Okay.
My attempts to get admin access to Cora was not shared.
Oh, no. Okay. I was just curious about that chat log.
Oh yeah,
I
immediately.
could not remember.
Yes,
Yeah, I
Thinker had
immediately
shared that
shared
with the group.
Okay.
Just as soon as it was retrieved. All right. Well, while that is going on, then, let's pivot over to Amara. As you have finished your sort of morning preparations, you know the morning meal is approaching, and as such, you, remembering Ninora's invitation yesterday, are able to make your way over to the training room, which is just next to the bridge, pretty much. If heading to the fore end of the ship would take you to the bridge, if you peel towards the port side? Which one is left again? I always get this messed up.
Left is port.
It is port?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God damn, I'm good at this.
I still had that page open on my browser.
Fantastic.
Proud of you, Mr. Jericho.
I thought it was port is left, starboard is right. I'm glad I'm correct on that. So yes, right before you reach the bridge, if you swing towards the port side, that will bring you to the training room, which is a relatively empty and open affair. You can almost imagine it like a large basketball court without the hoops. It's just a big gymnasium for all intents and purposes. But roughly 5 of the sort of younger-sided monks, primarily still Kasatha, but with a few Lashunta here and there, are currently like dressed down to workout clothes, and there's a few like training dummies off to the side. There's no weapons that anyone has here, but they are primarily practicing wrestling, it looks like.
I'm going to get my ass kicked.
But they will hear the door open, and sort of like as soon as you walk in, you see them look at one another as people are doing a head count and be like, 1, 2, 3. We've got everyone here. Who's coming today? And they see you walk in. There's a little bit of confusion, a little bit of, I don't want to say fear, because they're certainly not scared of you, but these are people who are used to isolation and not interacting with anyone aside from their very small group of people. So hesitance, I think, would be the correct term to use here as they look at you. But Ninora is the one to step forward, a smile crossing her face. You came.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Get my butt kicked. Yeah.
Well, we
So,
all take our
business-
turns with that.
Yeah, I'm more of a dexterous person. Fast.
That's fair. That is fair. I mean, being nimble is always important in these sorts of situations. If someone grabs you, of course, having the strength to hold someone in place is good, but if you are slippery enough to free yourself, then that on its own is important. Dodging, as it were.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if grappling isn't your style, we do have practice blades and some targets, in case you would prefer.
Better at a range. That's my
Sure.
expertise.
Absolutely. I mean, would you perhaps care to showcase some of your skills to us? You mentioned, if I recall, fighting in the Swarm War?
Yep.
I mean, none of us have really seen that sort of combat before, so I'm sure I'm not the only one who'd be interested in seeing the marksman skills of someone who has fought in such a dangerous situation.
All right. I'll gladly showcase.
So this will there will still be a roll done to potentially influence if you would like, but you can go ahead and make a strike roll if you would like which, if successful, would reduce your DC 2 influence for this round.
Okay.
This is effectively potentially triggering her weakness.
Please target before you attack.
That is a very good roll, Amara. That will be a success. So, spending a good chunk of the morning just participating in these people's training and showcasing some of your marksmanship skills. The sound of gunfire is rarely, if ever, heard on the Final Horizon, especially since those who have managed to manifest a solar mote, a solar shot is not a loud type of attack to use, but today gunshots do ring out, and you manage to showcase your skills while also simultaneously helping some of these younger Solarians potentially better aim their own shots towards these targets. It's like you're watching them shoot a gun that their hands aren't on. So trigger discipline, how to hold it, don't really work, but you can still impart like how you breathe, how you calm yourself before taking a shot, how you specifically focus on a target with or without a scope. And it is certainly helpful. By the end of this 2 to 3 hour period, you can see that the accuracy of these folks has definitely improved.
Good work, everyone.
I mean, I didn't expect everyone to improve this much already, but thank you. Very much appreciated.
No problem.
We will continue, of course, to hold these trainings. It's part of our daily practice, so you'd be welcome to come join us at any time. Maybe next time we can help improve your close-range prowess in case someone manages to get too close when you have that large rifle.
Sounds good.
But you are able to attempt a check here if you would like to influence Nenora.
What do I use?
Base skills would be diplomacy, intimidation, or deception. There hasn't really been any discovery done, so you wouldn't know what skills would be best for influencing. But those skills can always be used.
My most terrible skills.
Fantastic.
The party faces are exploring the abandoned sections.
Yep.
It's not mimicking speech or thing, so it's just
A 15. Unfortunately, not a success, but not a crit fail at all, so it would not cause any penalties. It's not going to raise your reputation or anything with Nenora here, so she would still be considered relatively indifferent towards you, but does have a decent impression of you.
Yeah, need to do some discovery things.
Yeah. Figure out what other skills could potentially be used. You definitely did trigger her weakness there, which reduced the DC by 2, but was not enough to turn it into a success.
All right. Yeah, my next actions for that will be discovery.
Yep, and we are breaking everything down into about half-a-day periods here.
Okay.
So that would take your first half of the day sort of helping these people, and then they would invite you to, of course, head to the refectory with them to have the morning meal. Then we have Durgesh and Kimana, as the two of you are heading down into the bowels of the ship to try and find O'Neill, who I believe, Durgesh, you had asked Cora if she was aware where O'Neill was at the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah, the answer was somewhere in the abandoned areas.
Yes.
Thanks.
I believe she was able to provide a map to you that would take you towards the general area O'Neill liked to frequent.
Yes.
That is not going to get you all the way there, though. It'll at least get you in the area, but not directly to her necessarily. So I am going to ask for a survival roll to track from both of you if you would like, or if one of you wants to roll and the other one wants to aid, that's a-okay as well.
I don't know anything about survival.
Are neither of you trained in survival?
No.
Kamana's
Kamana
trained.
is,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
Sure.
roll.
have +0.
Would you like to
opener-
try and aid Durgesh?
Sure.
Tracking is a public roll, Kamana.
Okay. I know it is rules as written, but I think you said something previously about it.
I typically still leave it public because it's not difficult. It's not really much to hide.
Nope.
Not a success, but thankfully just missing the crit fail and causing a problem. As you are trying to help pull up the map, show the winding passages into the broken bowels of the ship, and then you realize you had it upside down. But
Yeah. I'm like, oh. That's...
No, it's okay. Just let me do it. Just let me do it.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me that roll.
0 point.
Are you sure you don't want to
No, I
keep
think
it?
it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yes.
You guys are not on any time limit as far as you're aware. Okay, much better.
Yeah, but for 4 hours. On a crit.
Yeah, I mean, all that would mean is just you guys waste time, you don't find her, and you head back up and can't really try again until tomorrow. You just get lost in the underbelly of the ship. What's wrong? Yeah. The two of you head down into the depths, looking around for O'Neill in particular. As you make your way into the deeper areas of this ship, it is silent, aside from the clicking of your boots on the hardened walkways. The vaulted ceilings, because this is still very a Gothic-styled ship, are just intricate metalwork that has long rusted and corroded. You can see these sort of curled fixtures almost meant to imply gargoyles that have just pitted and scarred from the various radiations that are in space and have strange effects on ships, especially when you're traveling in the drift. Every now and then you come across an area where a single emergency light is still on and flickering, but otherwise the ship is just cloaked in dim light from the starlight filtering in. You pass by a few of the larger cargo bays that have completely fallen to ruin at this point. The supports sagging under the last, century and a half to 2 centuries of stress. There are these immense rusted chains that would have held up various bits of cargo just dangling from the ceiling at this point, swaying ever so slightly for no reason other than the ship is slightly moving and there is still a bit of atmosphere in here. But it is a very off-putting place to move through, especially for 2 to 3 hours of trying to navigate through this area when it is just the two of you and nothing else around. It's very like Dead Space without the carnage.
Garbage.
Just abandoned, derelict hallways of a ship that you are passing through with no company other than one another.
Say hi to the
As
necromorph, I
long-
guess.
As long as the moon doesn't try to eat us.
And you tried to come here on your own, Durgesh.
Yeah.
Oh boy, not the spooky, scary hallway with cultists on board.
Yeah.
There are no
Durgus would have
cultists
been
on the
lost
final
for days.
horizon.
Bullshit.
The vibes here are immaculate. Thinker.
Rancid. Thinker thinks the vibes are fine. I think they're rancid.
Eventually.
Or,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Kara wasn't kidding when she said this was abandoned.
Yeah, there's nothing at all here. Man, let's try and find this person and get out of here as soon as we can. This scary Durgash.
Oh, okay. I'll periodically yell out, "Hello!"
Durgash! Yep, there might be something. I know we're looking for somebody, but
These portions of the ship have numerous areas open to space. There could absolutely have been any number of things that slithered aboard during the ship's many travels. And these would be the perfect places for them to be hiding. So, yell out at your own risk, Durgesh.
Relaxation episode.
This is the relaxation episode. I don't know why everyone's so stressed. Everything is perfect.
Come on, it's just gonna do that thing where she like clings onto Durgash while like moving a flashlight around and jumping at like everything that moves.
Fantastic.
What's new, Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you.
Yeah, there's a moment where you guys are walking and on this like mesh walkway, and all of a sudden with a creaking groan, the metal starts to split under you as you haven't stepped on it in decades to like 2 centuries maybe, and the two of you have to like sprint as it collapses underneath and falls maybe 200 feet straight down before clattering in the distance onto the ground. I don't want to think about that, Durgesh. Don't you post that ever again. But after a while, probably like 2.5, 3 hours of trying to navigate your way through this area, Kimana, you are the first to pick up what sounds like a very quiet voice echoing towards you. Not the sound of someone talking to you, but a voice, someone talking very quietly, like whispering, potentially to themselves or to someone else who you have yet to hear respond.
That's something.
Sorry, say again, Durgash?
I said that's something.
What's something?
The voice. There's someone talking over there.
Oh, is okay. Do you Kamana's gonna go ahead and cast glow up on herself at this point.
Fantastic.
And then she'll look to Durgash and say, "Do we want to like just walk up and let ourselves be known, or do we want to try and sneak up? What do you think, Durgash?"
I look at myself. I say we just walk up.
Oh, okay. Kamana kind of thinks for a moment, looks around at the big, scary, abandoned part of the ship they're in, and considers saying, maybe I should go in front so I can do the talk, but actually it's, why don't you go in front, Durgash, and I'll just, I'll bring up the rear.
Sure. Also, I am capable of speaking.
Oh, actually, I have an idea. I'll cast ventriloquism on myself.
Okay.
And I will simply make my voice originate from... Oh, okay, so this voice we're hearing, is it like around a corner or something?
In the distance. You don't see its source right now. It's echoing back towards you.
Ooh.
Pretty-
I'll keep
pretty
ventriloquism
far away.
on either way.
Okay.
And then, okay, Durgesh, go ahead. I'll be right behind you.
All right.
To make sure you are aware, Kimana, that Durgesh's diplomacy is only one lower than yours.
See? Oh,
Yeah.
I feel silly now. I'm sorry.
He is no longer bad at talking.
Well,
I never really was. It was
okay,
the shooting part.
with glow up, I get 2 higher, but no. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize, Durgesh. I thought you were like big dumb muscle lizard.
I am big and dumb, but I have my way of speech.
Let it be known, Kimana stereotypes her employees.
I know. Keeps on trying to pet my ears.
But you're so cute. And your ears, they're so soft. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
It means something in Patra, and you really need to stop.
okay. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'll
you're
stop.
not. Wait. Who are you talking to?
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No, my group chat only works if we're inside of
Only
each
if
other.
you are able to see one
Yep.
another.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not
Speaking of
unlimited
which,
telepathy.
Durgesh and I. Would
I
probably
figured
be
that was all.
communicating over group chat.
Yeah.
Unless said otherwise, I think I'm just going off of the assumption that your guys' conversations with one another are going to be in group chat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most of you know, even before this, having some form of limited telepathy would just be used to it. So it would not be much of a bother. But
All right.
as you progress another 4 minutes or so forward, you end up, the voice gets slightly louder, accompanied every now and then by the clanging of metal on metal, ringing out like different sounds. But eventually you do sort of come around a corner and you can see down the current hallway, maybe about 80 feet away, is a relatively tall figure, maybe like 6'1". What looks to be a female Lashunta who is fully dressed in their, like an actual set of armor right now that has environmental protections on. The armor itself is covered in oil stains. There is a large repair kit sort of wrapped around their waist like a fanny pack that is just hanging open. Looks to almost be about to spill numerous tools onto the ground, but is hanging precariously as it is. Blue hair tied up in a bun. Does not seem to have necessarily noticed your approach as of yet. Is currently staring at the wall right now, sort of tapping her chin thoughtfully with a socket wrench in her other hand that she's just twirling between her fingers.
All right. Fits the description.
Yeah, should we call out to her now, or?
Yeah. I'll call it. Hello. Are you Anil?
The figure starts like a violent jolt as she jumps, hearing your voice call out. She spins rapidly, somehow seemingly simultaneously putting the socket wrench away while pulling out some sort of rifle that unfolds into a full-barreled structure that she pulls up and aims towards you.
Put my hands up like, whoa. We're not a threat.
Who are you?
My name is Durgesh. I am from The Primarata. We were the ship that saved yours from the black hole.
Yeah, my name's Kamana. We're nice people.
Are you the only ones down here?
Can I do a sense motive before I
Yeah, you
respond
can sense
to that?
vibes.
Is this like, is she asking this because she wants to see if she can kill us, or is she asking this to like
Yeah.
gauge our trustworthiness?
Yeah. And again, you guys are like shouting at each other right now because she's a distance away. As far as you can tell, Kamana, just off of rip, she seems nervous.
Okay.
In a, I don't want to say panic, but yeah, I think just a generally nervous disposition right now. She does not have her finger like on the trigger, ready to pull it at you, and she has lowered it ever so slightly as you introduced yourselves. But she seems ready to fire it at a moment's notice, but doesn't appear to have any plans to fire it right now.
Unless we give her the excuse.
Kamana will group chat Durgesh and say, I think we should just be honest with her. She seems more nervous than we are.
That's good. I'm not good at lying.
Yeah, it's just the two of us down here. The rest of our crew is elsewhere on the ship. They're Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can we approach? We mean you no harm.
She lowers the gun to like a 45-degree angle towards the floor, but when you ask if you can approach, she hesitates for a moment before shaking her head. No.
All right.
How did you find me down here?
Your friends in the community were concerned for you, and they thought maybe a fresh face might be able to reach out to you. Cora helped us find this area. Said you tend to be around here.
She did she? Of course she did.
Is there a problem of that?
What do you want?
Well,
I'm just
you're
fine.
Okay, that's good. We Okay, so remind me above table, were we just sent to check up on her, make sure she's okay, or what is the reason we're down here to find her?
Generally, you were asked to check up on her by some of the other monks because she is someone who keeps to herself at the best of times, from what you have been made aware. She likes to spend time hanging out in these maintenance quarters rather than in like reflection or research up above. She whispers to herself a lot. She only eats rations in her cell as opposed to in the refectory with anyone else. So she has a very odd behavior at the best of times that sort of makes her the outcast of this monastery. And so the rest, some of the monks were concerned that with what happened, it'd be good to have someone check up on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just here to check up on you because like all that stuff with the drift crash and the black hole, your friends are just concerned about you.
I'm just fine. I'm making sure that we haven't suffered any sort of major damages down in the underbelly of the ship.
Can I know I just sense motived, but can I like...
Yeah, this could be, so again, I allow like 2 sense motives, an
Yeah.
early one in the conversation and once you've actually spent time talking to them. If you want this to be the sort of, is she lying? Is she being open? That sort of sense motive, that's all
Yeah.
good for now. I would also
Okay.
generally say this would be the time where you guys could potentially make an impression as a roll if you
Okay.
wanted to.
I'll do a sense motive as well.
Sure.
Oh, can I make that make an impression now along with the sense motive?
Yes, you guys can
Or-
also make an impression at this point. Because she is
Can I
directly
do-
unfriendly
Oh.
before
Oh,
this.
how about now?
I was gonna ask if I could aid that, but I guess I don't need to.
Doesn't particularly matter. I mean, that's a good roll, Kimana. That'll bring her from unfriendly to indifferent towards you. You have made it possible to potentially influence her now. Because that wouldn't have even been possible beforehand. She genuinely does not appear to be lying to either of you. She does seem truly concerned for the physical state of the ship. And from what you've seen, probably not a bad thing to be concerned about if the journey you all took to get here is anything to go off of. This is not a safe area of the ship at the best of times to be wandering around, but who knows if there could be some sort of catastrophic damage that could start from this area of the ship and make its way up to where everyone else lives. Neither of you know enough about how ships run to know that. But, Kimana, you are a generally very soothing presence, is the good
Yeah.
thing. Your entire career is based off of making people feel good. I probably should have phrased that differently, but I'm not going to dwell on it.
No. I mean, it's
That's
fine.
why you don't touch the ears.
She will, at this point, sort of nod slowly to herself, fold the gun up and put it away, before just absentmindedly pulling out one of the other tools and just, tapping it on the wall twice, with a different sort of cadence that does ring out like two different hollow sounds, even though it looks to you like she taps it in the same place. Thank you for your concern. I am doing just fine down here.
Okay.
Do you have any messages you want us to relay for you?
I don't know. They were that concerned they could have just checked in with Halicon.
Who's
Halicon?
Halicon?
One of the
I
other
don't
monks.
think we've met. Oh,
He's upstairs.
no.
Should be at least.
Have we met this Halicon?
You have not met this
No.
Halicon yet. You have not met everyone on this ship. You've met
Yeah.
maybe like 1.5 dozen of them at this point, less than half of them.
Yeah. Does Halicon have some way of, like, keeping track of your vitals or something?
She just raises an eyebrow at you.
Uh,
No,
well,
but
no-
we talk to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure why they asked us to come check on you, but they did. They're they're worried about you.
I appreciate their worry.
Is there? I know you don't have any messages, but since we're down here, is there anything we can do for you? We're just trying to help you guys out since that drift crash kind of messed everything up.
I am fine at the moment, thank you.
Okay.
We'll let Halicon know you're doing okay.
Sure.
And if you need anything, we're in the main part of the ship, and we can try and help you with whatever you need. But we'll leave you alone for now.
She doesn't even bother saying anything else. She just turns away and like continues down the wall, occasionally, like down the hall, occasionally tapping the wall with a different a tool or two.
Oh,
So
she must be checking for weak structural integrity. Says the guy with zero crafting.
certainly that must be the case.
Thinker hears someone tapping on the ship and goes, "Huh, someone is checking for reduced structural integrity."
It's Morse code. It's a pity you don't
Oh
know
my
Morse
God.
code.
No.
Doop, doop, doop.
Lore master check. Lore master check.
All right.
You don't have the feat that lets you use Lore Master to decipher writing yet.
Fuck. It's not right. Morse code isn't writing. It's language.
Well, she seems to be all
Tough
right.
shit.
We'll leave her be. We'll let this Helicon know that Anila's fine. Maybe tell Thinker what she was doing, and maybe he might have some insight.
Which, by the way, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page above table. That is absolutely not what she said, was to let Halicon know she's all right. She said, anyone
I'm
else...
sort of rejecting that
Okay.
myself.
Cool, yeah. I just want to make sure I didn't misspeak.
I
Might be
also
a good idea
have-
to let Halicon know, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Also, I might have looked at the party list and realized what's going on.
Shh. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So,
Hey, let's head back for now.
yeah. The two of you are much more easily able to retrace your steps now that you have made this journey already. It's a lot faster to get back towards the general part of the final horizon where other people are staying. O'Neill would be the third target that you guys could now spend time directly attempting to influence, if you guys would like. So, don't forget, you can influence people, you can work on helping repair the ship, you can also just generally take a look around. If there are certain areas you would like to explore further, or you would just like to try and chat with other monks, these are all things you are welcome to do at this time. If you have your own other downtime activities you would like to focus on doing, this would also be a situation in which you could do that. But I will say, for the sake of it, you all are able to sort of come back together at the end of the late morning, what would be considered perhaps early afternoon, the rest of you sort of meeting up at the refectory to perhaps grab a bite to eat, as Amara, you are finishing your meal with Nenora and the other youngins. So, now all of you meet up if you would like to share things, talk to each other.
Yeah. I guess Kamana and Durgesh can share what they found down below.
She was just chilling down there?
That's what she said, and she didn't seem to be lying.
I will describe what she was doing to Thinker. Tapping on the walls.
With, like, what? Her hand? A gun? A hammer?
With a one of those doohickey tool things. I described it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I know. What is it? Do
I mean, it's... Durgesh
Like
describes a
ratchet wrench.
variety of tools. But
Okay,
the
so just
tool that was
like a
seen...
multi-tool.
No, multiple different tools.
Oh.
Sometimes a wrench, sometimes a...
Yeah. O'Neill basically has like an entire toolbox strapped to her waist with different tools.
Oh. I mean, if there was no... If she was just tapping on the wall with various tools, honestly, just kind of sounds like she's bored. Either... Wow, this accent is going all over the place tonight. Oh my
You
god.
sound like you're having fun there.
I don't know what I'm doing. either she was communicating to something through the walls without trying to tell you, or she was just tapping on the walls because there were two very weird people she'd never seen before who were asking up about her and were really nervous.
Wait, am I weird?
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
There's
Hey.
like two of the monks leaving that nod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know.
Oh, what the fuck? No, neither of you are weird per se. I don't know. I think I'm the weirdest one here. None of you are weird. It's
We're
just
unknown.
yeah.
You're alone.
We don't fit in here. We're unusual.
I'm probably
the
the weirdest
normal
one here,
crowd.
actually. How many of these people do you actually think has seen a Barathu before?
Well, that one over there. And a few over there.
Okay, but he
Triffy
over there.
raises his hand.
No,
I've seen
put
a
your
couple
hand-
before.
No. We're playing a game.
Can I play?
Yeah, of course. Now that we know, but like me and Durgash used to do this all the time during shows. We would just like sit and in the booth and like look at the audience and be like, "How many people do you think X?" It was great fun.
Yes.
I just read.
I didn't know you all performed together.
Well,
You
yeah,
sound
just-
like circus or something?
We told him last session.
You absolutely did. He's
Play
saying
music.
this like so completely deadpan that you know he's fucking with you.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, wait a minute,
Good
sense motive. Is this the same guy?
No, he's very clearly just messing around.
Yeah, no shit, we did. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever.
How was your guys' day?
Mine was fine. Trained. Showed a bunch of Solarians how to aim. How to keep calm.
Nice.
Mostly just patched up holes on the outside of the ship.
Hmm.
Just the important ones, the ones that are still leaking air out into the atmosphere. Well,
Now abandoned areas. It's an appropriate name.
yeah, that it is.
Surely feel isolated walking in there.
Yeah. I spoke to the abbot again. He says that they do regular diagnostics and maintenance on Korra. So,
That's good.
I mean, hey, that's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
I have no reason to doubt Korra at all.
It's a very weird way to say that. Like, I mean, none of us have any reason to doubt her, but like, stating it like that in that sentence is just weird.
I was just saying she seems to be on the level.
Yeah, but you can say that without going, I have no reason to doubt Korra. Like, that's just a weird way to say it.
Well, they did decide that he's weird earlier, remember?
We did decide what?
He was weird.
Oh, well, no, I did say he was weird earlier, yeah. That was like 30 seconds ago. No, you're right.
Anyways, I think I will let this Halcon know that their lonesome buddy is doing okay. So that they can tell the rest of the people that Neil's okay, so that they stop worrying about her.
Very convoluted plan. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I'm working with zero int here, okay?
Speaking of which, where might Halicon be on the ship right now?
I'd probably be at one of the windows or whatever you call them on the ship, nervously just glancing towards wherever the black hole might be visible currently.
Absolutely. It's where a lot of the monks are sort of spending time right now. You would know, Halakon, that general discussion insofar after like morning prayers is inconclusive about whether the ship should remain near the black hole or not. A lot of people are seeing this as an opportunity to study a black hole, which is not something that comes very frequently. Some people are a little sad because you guys were on your way to go observe a stellar nursery that you're potentially going to miss out on now, but some people are also just generally nervous because black holes are very dangerous, even if you are a safe distance from one. It is still potentially nerve-wracking to some people. But, all right, so was there anything else those of you in the refectory wish to speak about together? You have other things you would like to go and do at this point in time? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Kamana would like to meet with Halakon just to let Halakon know that his friend is doing okay. I just don't know at what point that can be done.
Well, we are effectively done with the morning period, so if you guys don't have anything else you'd like to directly talk about with one another at this point in time, the two of you could certainly go speak to Halakon now.
Sure.
Amara, Thinker, do you either of you want to go with these two? Do you have other things you'd like to do in the afternoon?
I'm gonna.
I have stuff I want to craft.
Do they have a library?
They do, yeah. The Hall of Reflection has a library.
Can I read up on the tenets of this cult?
They don't go by cult.
Okay. Can I read up on the tenets of this cult?
Um,
I don't really care what they go by, Jericho. They're a cult.
Sure.
Sorry, Halcyon.
Yeah, you can head over to the Hall of Reflection and spend some time reading. Amara, you were thinking about potentially starting to craft some things?
Yeah, but I don't want to have it interrupt my influence discovery phases. Crafting takes time.
Well, that's the great thing about the fact that you guys don't really have a time limit right now on things. If you wanted to spend time crafting things as opposed to influencing and discovering, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah, I won't. I can always craft later.
Fair enough. Fair enough. There will certainly be time to craft.
Yep. Get
This
everyone
is the relaxation portion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You keep saying that.
Yes, because
And
you don't
no one
believe
believes
me.
you. No one believes you.
I'm going to keep saying it until someone does.
And I'm
At
gonna
least
keep
he didn't
denying.
say. At least he didn't say you're not aware of any time limit kind of thing.
Okay, but why would you say that then? That's even meaner.
Where we're going, we don't need eyes to see.
What does that mean?
It means we're
does that mean,
going into the
Darkmatch?
dark.
We will go ahead and start with Kimana and Durgesh then, as the two of you make your way out of the refectory and sort of ask around once or twice for Helicon, and are pointed towards one of the nearby windows in the Hall of Reflection, where a figure is currently looking out of the view screen towards the black hole. Would you please describe your character to us, Halakon?
Certainly. Helicon perhaps stands out a bit being a Shirin on this ship. He is, at least considering human proportions, fairly tall and narrow, wearing well-worn armor with many pockets, definitely going for a function over form in that regard. He has green chitin with a bit of a purple tinge if the artificial light hits it quite well, and maybe even visible from the back, hanging from one of his upper pockets is a purple butterfly made from bent metal and thick wires. It's currently looking outside towards the black hole, certainly completely absorbed in his attention. Maybe pacing occasionally a bit, or at least fidgeting. Certainly not seeming entirely comfortable.
Right on.
Hello, are you Halicon?
He'll turn around after a moment, perhaps not having noticed you right away, as he says, "Oh, hello. Yes, that's me, and you are the people who saved this vessel, I believe."
Yes.
Yeah, we helped you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. We actually just earlier, or sorry, was it yesterday or earlier today?
Earlier today, you guys are
Yeah.
effectively in early afternoon at this point, and you met with O'Neill in the morning.
Yeah, we had lunch.
Earlier today, we went down or went up or went further in to check on O'Neill. And she just wanted us to let you know that she's doing okay.
Thank you for checking up on her. I assumed she was okay.
Yeah, just a lot of the other people on the ship were worried. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Durgesh.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think her exact words was, "Everyone else could have just asked you how she was doing."
I suppose she's not wrong. Jericho, just a question here.
Yeah.
Does Helicon know what O'Neill is like up to? Did she like say, "Hey, I'm gonna go there. I'll be fine. Don't worry," or something along those lines?
So I'd go ahead and give me a recall knowledge. Actually, let's leave a bit of it up to the dice.
Sure. Which skill would be appropriate for this?
So, fun little thing, if you have your token selected and use, I believe, 2 on your hotbar, the basic action macros, there is a button in there for recall knowledge. And it rolls all of your skills at once that are relevant.
Excellent. Recall knowledge.
Perfect. And it will not show up for you because it is, of course, a blind roll. But I will say this, little above table thing, great start.
Oh shit.
Great first roll.
All downhill from here.
Natural one.
Yeah. So I'd say first and foremost, part of the reason O'Neill would have said people could check with you is you're probably one of the few people who has O'Neill's communicator number. So you can actually directly contact her, and she will oftentimes respond when you do. Of course, it is almost always via text than direct call. She does not like calling people very frequently. She prefers to text. But I believe the main reason she would have given to you as to why she is spending so much time down in the bowels of the ship at this point is that she is searching for weaknesses in the ship's hull. With that recall knowledge roll, she would have also potentially once or twice just sort of mentioned to you that she trusts very few people on this ship. She thinks some people are up to something, but doesn't have any proof. Or if she does have proof, at least she didn't share it with you.
All right. As Helicon will say, did she tell you anything? Has she found any issues, or does the ship seem fine?
She didn't say.
Yeah, she was being quite tight-lipped about everything.
To be honest, we kind of startled her.
Yeah.
Yes, I suspect so. The ship is very large. I assume she hasn't seen anyone down there. Then you are startling. As Helicon sort of looks towards Durgesh.
Oh my god.
Flex. No. I only have 2 strength coming out.
And quite frankly, this entire situation is one that makes one prone to a certain amount of paranoia, isn't it?
Oh.
I mean, the trip was supposed to go to a place of renewal, rebirth, that sort of thing, and to end up near a black hole is a omen that maybe shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah.
This has been an eventful trip for us as well. Have you ever been to hell? Sorry, that's a strange question. I take it back.
Durkesh, you can't just ask somebody if they've been to hell.
No, but I hope to go someday. Just a brief visit to be able to say that I've been. New places are interesting, even the ones that have a higher reputation, to say the least. And probably for good reason in the case of literal hell.
Well, I hope you enjoy your trip to hell when it happens. Actually, Kamana will get a sudden look in her eyes, and she'll turn to Durgesh and kind of grab onto his arm and say, Durgesh, do you think we could hold a concert in hell? Do you think they would like that?
Oh my god.
No.
No. I just thought those devils could use something to cheer them up, but
We know exactly one devil and she hates us.
that's true, actually. Maybe we can hold a concert in Axis. I'm sure the people of Axis would love a concert from me.
Axis. I don't know what that is.
Sorry, fucking deep cut Pathfinder nerd. Axis is the lawful neutral outer plane, where it's like highly robotic.
Objectively funny that Durgesh doesn't know about it, though.
Interesting that Kamana knows about it, though.
I think Kamana might have heard the name and doesn't actually know what's there.
Well, I guess we should probably just focus on having, getting back to a point where we can actually hold concerts again.
Yes. Let's sort out this craziness first.
Mr. Halicon, can you tell us more about what it's like to be a Solarian on this ship? A lot of the people on here are really nice, but they also don't like talk a lot and tell us a lot of stuff. So, could you tell us more about what life is like here, and just like what you do and stuff?
Well, I am somewhat of a guest here myself. It was I was looking to see the Stellar Nursery as well, and happened upon, well, this particular voyage, managed to be taken on board. I am a Solarian as well, however, following a bit of a different path, however. I suppose, if you would like to know about my experience, it can mostly be summarized as, if you travel around the universe long enough, eventually the beauty of the universe leaves a mark.
Oh, that's... Kamana listens for a moment and then takes out her PDA or whatever and says, "Do you mind if I take those and put them as use them for song lyrics?"
Absolutely, certainly. That would be beautiful. I myself am not very... I've tried, but instruments don't really work for me.
Oh, well, but yeah, I mean, everybody's good at some stuff. You seem like you'd be really good at a lot of. Well, are you like a science guy?
I wouldn't describe myself as such. I follow the teachings of Desna mostly. I travel for its own sake, sort of pilgrimage, so to speak. Exact same reason why I'm on this vessel, looking for things, places, beauty. I mean, this black hole is beautiful indeed, but I do feel we're rather a bit close, don't you think?
When Helicon
Yeah.
says that he's a follower of Desna, Kamana's gonna ping Durgesh over group chat and say, "A follower of that can't be a coincidence, right? With everything we've seen recently with Desna, that we meet someone like this."
It is possible. He might help us uncover all the darkness in this world like you have.
Mr. Helicon, but by chance, have you been having any weird dreams lately? Sorry, I know that's a really weird question, but there's a purpose behind it.
I mean, Jericho, have I objectively had weird dreams?
Far
I've had weird days, that's for sure. The last one especially.
Yeah. I think I'm going to say, in particular, that. No, you
The
haven't
voice.
had a super. I would probably say because of your worship of Desna, you have certainly dreams that are a bit more unique than others in the first place. I don't think you have had anything that is terribly out of the ordinary in these last few days.
It's only been like a day for him, right?
That is correct, yeah. The drift crash happened yesterday.
Helicon ponders for a moment. He doesn't really, look away or blink. He just sort of stares with his insectoid eyes before he continues. Not particularly, although I don't know. I feel a bit lost currently, to be entirely truthful. It feels like I should be able to do something here. Aiding travelers is one of Desna's most important tenets, in my opinion. But I feel unable to do so currently. I can't do much other than stare out this window. I'm certainly no good repairing a ship. I can motivate O'Neill to do better with motivational emojis, but that's not exactly super helpful.
Oh, I give her a motivational ringtone. Oh wait, no, that only has a range of 30 feet. Never mind.
Very quiet ringtone.
That vibrate.
Okay. Well, we're here to help everybody out too. While we get this drift stuff figured out. So if you ever need help with anything, Mr. Halicon, just come find me or Mr. Durgesh here, or one of our other crewmates, and yeah.
Well, I would rather reverse the offer. You've been doing rather a lot for these people and myself. If you ever need help helping people, then certainly ask me.
Oh, Durgesh, do you think we have anything Mr. Halicon can help with right now?
Other than what we've already been doing, nothing immediately comes to mind.
Well, the offer stands.
I'll keep that in mind. As a completely unrelated note, I'm looking at the hit points of our ship. It's halfway destroyed.
Yeah, your ship also is something that does need repairs after the beating you guys took escaping from the devil.
I should probably do that, shouldn't I?
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
Okay. I'm gonna read my books though. And then I'll do that.
Thinker
That's
has no
up
time for
tomorrow.
repairing.
That's a
Tinker has spent all morning preparing. Give him 5 minutes to read a book.
It's time for relaxation.
Is this not the relaxation episode?
It is the
Yeah.
It is the relaxation episodes.
Sorry, you're right. This
I
is not
hit
the
you guys
relaxation
with
area.
it's the relaxation arc.
Thank you. Sorry.
This
Beach
is your
episode.
beach arc before the school tournament arc of the campaigns.
All
Oh
right.
my god, we're gonna become tuning, guys.
Fists of the Black Hole Phoenix.
Yes.
Oh goodness. Thinker. Speaking of
Nerds.
you, as
Hey,
you head to the Hall of Reflection in the Cos Monastery, and most of the areas in the ship, 10-foot tall ceilings. It's very I don't want to say cramped, but it's not large or open. This part of the ship, 20-foot ceilings. We're living in luxury here. You also are able to see, like, off to the side where Kimana and Durgash are speaking with this Shirin individual you probably deduce is named Halicon, based off of what you talked about, as this is all sort of one area that's pretty large and open. There are computer terminals down on the lower level, but the bookshelf itself, or bookshelves, the library, is sort of up on a second level with a few ladders leading up to it. As you approach, you pass by like a single small solitary pillar with a glass display case on it, and in that display case you can see a a grayish crystal, a gem no larger than a fist with what looks to be a cluster of stars inside of it. That's just sort of on display in a glass case here. But you make your way, probably eschewing the ladder, just floating up to the second floor, where there is a smallish library. It's nothing particularly amazing. Like 4 shelves in total, 4 sets of shelves with some books on them. So you are welcome. I would say probably I think I'm going to ask for a blind either society or religion check for you going through these books. You said you specifically wanted to sort of focus on the tenets of their faith for now?
Yeah, I kind of want to. I just want to. The tenets of their faith. That singularity thing is really getting to me.
Yeah.
Could I offer Lore Master for a lower DC?
This is not recalling knowledge, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
So Lore Master would not work here, unfortunately.
Then
This falls more so under deciphering writing.
Then I will do Society.
Sounds good. Blind, please.
And I'll pull out. Oh, while I'm reading over these tenets, I will have my book out, and I will be copying down some just quick notes about them as well.
Let me check something if that's the case.
Oh God, are you gonna erase my book?
Maybe.
You've been threatening it for so many sessions.
I've threatened it for like 1 session, maybe 2.
You've threatened it for like 3 sessions.
Maybe.
You also continuously threaten it while we're offline.
That's
while
fair.
we're not playing it.
But I threaten you with a lot of things, to be fair.
That's true. Mostly it's bodily harm.
Yeah. Quick, just checking for me. Do you have dark vision?
No.
Do you have low light vision or anything?
Nope.
Sucks to be you.
Blind as a bat, baby.
Fantastic. It's not difficult to get some light. The entire ship is shrouded in dim light. There are no bright lights anywhere. When they need light, most of the monks will have like hollow candles that they use So you could pretty easily either get like set up one from your own comm unit or data slate, or borrow one if you need light to be able to read. But taking some time to read through the books, first and foremost, the easiest thing I can tell you is that you do not find anything related to a singularity protocol in these books. Nothing.
Do I find things related to nihilism though?
Let me. Oh goodness, I gotta check one of my different sets of notes. Give me half a moment here. What are your languages, Thinker?
Baratheon, Castrovellian, Eoxian, Patra, and Vesk.
Okay. So I can say first and foremost, there are a number of these books that are written in Kasathan that you simply are unable to read.
Okay. Write a note of that.
And from what you're able to gather, most of the like texts devoted to the cycle are written in Kasathan. So none of those you're able to read. However, you are able to just sort of generally find most of the tenets of the cycle, or of this sect of the cycle, I suppose. Which there are sort of just like 5 to 6 core tenets that you find. Things like to shine without burning. So they try to guide and abstain from destruction from anything. They believe that wielding their strength to harm upsets the balance of the universe. So some of them, from what you read here, some of them will wield their solar motes that they've manifested for defense if absolutely necessary, but never for active violence. To drift without resistance is another one. They very much sort of accept the movement of the universe as to what it will take them where they are to go. So while they were going toward the stellar nursery, if they're truly following their tenets, then to them, there should be a reason they arrived at this black hole instead. And that is something they should accept for it. It also, to you, might be why they don't repair this goddamn ship.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
The more it's repaired, the more control they're exerting over it. Whereas everything else that has happened is likely a simple result of the age of years and the effects of space on it. So they're just like, yep, that's just the cycle. And then just generally a focus on reflection. The birth, decay, rebirth of stars, the fact that that is mirrored in everything, that is what the focus of their meditations and reflections is on, is seeking out that similar cycle in everything. Those would be the core tenets you come across. You, however, come across something else during all this that, Thinker's actively looking for rancid vibes at this point, I think.
Sure.
Thinker does find something sort of written in the margins of one of the books he picks up, just like an old scribble written in ink that is partially faded at this point. But the text itself concerns the mystical properties of stellar energy, and the message reads, "Long have we trained and studied, meditating in silence on the light and darkness of the stars. Now all that remains is transcendence."
Long have we meditated on the light and dark within stars, now all that's left is transcendence. And I haven't found anything else relating to transcendence in these books, have I?
Nope.
Okay.
And this is like a note scribbled in a margin. not anything that was actually like part of how the book
handwriting-
was written.
Are there any other notes in any of the other books? Even the books I can't read, is the handwriting similar? Is there handwriting on the margins that is similar to this one?
Not that you find, no.
What comes out of the shadows to bludgeon me to death?
We'll come back to that after we come back from break.
What do you mean?
Stand up, stretch, grab some water, everyone. I will see you all in just a few minutes. All right.
I'm entitled to
welcome
a few minutes. I'm entitled to a few minutes to grieve.
You can grieve after you're dead. You've got
So you are
Pathfinder
gonna
to play
kill
in the meantime.
You are gonna kill me.
Absolutely. So getting back to you, on that little upper library section, nothing happens.
Can't believe I died.
You are perfectly fine.
Wow.
Okay.
You have finished your research, going through just about everything you could read with the languages you know. There is, of course, many books you cannot read, but you have gotten just about everything you can from what you have.
Actually, on that topic, could I Akashic download?
Go ahead and plug that spell into chat for me real quick.
I get it via my Akashic lens.
Yep, I know that. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, certainly you could cast Akashic Download here if you'd like. And try and pick up general information on a specific topic from these books.
Specifically, I would like to know how this order differs from other Solarian orders.
Okay.
And like stuff I've heard from Kian, and then just shit I've like heard around.
Sure. Go ahead and give me that recall knowledge check. Huh. You should be very grateful for a specific line of text in that spell. That says if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead. Because
Nat
you,
one?
my friend, just rolled a natural 1.
Let's go.
Trying to pull general information about what makes this order differ from other orders, you end up really just sort of pulling some of the snippets up again of this order specifically, and its tenets, as well as many of those specific snippets being in Kasatha you don't understand. It does seem like more of the what would be considered sacred texts of this order are written in that language. Unfortunately, whether you simply can't read it or otherwise, this order just may not keep record on what makes it different from other orders in particular, enough for you to come up with a tangible difference.
Okay.
So, it's just an order of Solarians. There truly may not be any major difference between this and other orders other than these guys are on this ship.
All right, then. Thinker's pretty convinced. These guys are fine.
Amara, what would you like to do during the afternoon?
I want to do a discovery on
Ninura?
the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, always fun to go over this. Discovery can be public. Or I'm sorry, discover is a secret check. It is the actual influence check that can be public. I always get those two mixed
Okay.
up. So this will be a secret check, but for the skills you can roll for this, you could generally roll, of course, perception or society if you want to try and discover information from like watching her or talking to other people. You also, being a pilot yourself, could probably gather a lot of information just from watching her at work when she's piloting. So piloting would be an acceptable skill to discover with.
All right, I will do that.
Fantastic. Okay. That is going to be a regular success here. So what would you like to know? You can ask with a single success what the best skill to influence would be, what her resistances are that might include penalties on your roll, what her weaknesses are that might give you bonuses, or generally a bit about her background.
I'll start with the best influence roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fitting for you, piloting would be the best to specifically share stories about your past journeys.
All right.
So that would certainly be something you could do when you want to influence her from this point forward. You can still sort of train with her to get that benefit. You do know that is her weakness at this point. You just sort of discovered that naturally.
Yep.
To get the reduced DC, but piloting would be the absolute best skill to use.
All right, that's the plan.
All right. So I'm going to say for Kimana, Durgesh, and Halikon, meeting one another does not really constitute an entire period of time. So what would each of the three of you like to do during the afternoon block?
Can Kamana please put on a concert?
You can. I make zero promises about the attendance.
Yeah, you might want to start advertising one
Oh,
first.
okay, yeah.
Or reception of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what can Kamana do to help with the ship?
To help with the ship.
Or help with the, I mean, just help anyway with the Solarians.
Yeah, I mean, they're all mostly fine. You could just wander around and talk to people if you wanted.
How long do we expect to be on this ship?
You guys have no clue. You haven't really made a decision, I don't think, on amount of
Well,
time.
Okay.
Problem is,
Oh,
we can't
what?
really go anywhere because the only means of long distance travel is our very random engine.
Yeah.
You could go somewhere, just very slowly.
Kamana will go around and talk to people, but specifically she's trying to get ideas for lyrics to write a song that the Solarians would like.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check. And while you're doing that, Durgesh and Halikon, what would the two of you like to do, just so I know what everyone is doing?
Let's say anyone on the ship needs something moved using athletics. I guess I could do gather information with diplomacy.
Sure. Yeah, you just want to also sort of walk around and talk to people?
Yeah, just to get the vibe of things. It's like, I don't know. Like we were brought to this ship for some reason, and Durga is curious what that reason is.
Sure. If you'd rather, so you can gather information, you could also just sort of go around and make perception checks if you'd like to just be sort of searching around the ship.
I'll do diplomacy because that's better than my perception.
Fair enough. And Halikon, what would you like to do in the afternoon?
I think if Halikon catches wind of Kimana's attempt to put on some music, he would wholeheartedly want to support that because music is sorely lacking on this ship as far as he's concerned.
It really is. The amount of silence you've had to put up with the entire journey you're on is unsettling, to say the least. Do you want to make your own check to sort of ramp it up, or do you want to roll to aid Kamana?
No, I think Helicon would like to aid. If she's specifically looking for topics and like melodies and whatnot that might speak to these Solarians in particular, maybe he could aid with just his general knowledge of the faith itself or the people, something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have like a Solarian lore or anything?
Not a Solarian law. I
Okay.
guess the closest thing would be religion.
Yeah, I think you were going for religion or society because those are your best skills. Either of those would be acceptable for this aid check.
I think religion makes the most sense.
Sure.
That's a public check,
Yes,
correct?
aiding is
Or
public.
aiding? Right.
And with a set DC of 15, that will be a critical success, providing a +2 to Kamana's gather information check.
Yay, thank you.
Fantastic. Which can go only so far to help out.
Oh no, please, can I hero point it?
I will tell you, you did not roll a nat 1, Kamana. You just did not roll particularly well.
Can I hero point it?
No.
No.
And
Can I
I'm going
warp
to say
probability?
it is mostly due to the general time at which you are doing this. You saved these people yesterday. Like, yesterday night, even. So, you haven't even been around them for 24 hours. These are people who are very unnerved by the presence of strangers and are far too used to forced isolation that most people just simply shy away from talking to you, Kamana, especially with how outgoing you are right off rip, that it almost puts people off even more. Helicon is certainly able, after the first few failures, you sort of spot him once more, and he does actually provide some wonderful insights for you to give you a jumping off point, but you probably don't have enough to finish a song as of yet. And from there, then putting on a full performance would require definitely some effort to get people to attend to. So a multi-step process, but on the track to doing it. Just have to get these people used to communicating.
Yeah.
Social interaction. Horrifying.
Kamana will very eagerly work with Helicon, excited to have made a new friend, and especially somebody that is willing to help her with her music.
Yeah. I'd say the other person who's most willing to talk to you and share some things about these people would actually be Talaris. Finding some time to chat with him where he isn't focused on his own meditations is a bit rough, but you are certainly able to just chat with him generally.
Yeah.
And get a little bit of general knowledge you could put to use for this. Durgesh, as you are spending some time going around also attempting to chat with people, it's very strange that people are more off-put talking to the bubbly songstress Kamana than they are talking to the well-armored, muscled soldier of a Vesk. And that is probably because you are not the first Vesk soldier on this ship. You end up coming across a pair of individuals specifically, a bit of a strange pairing over anything else. There is a android figure who is sort of made up of wood accentuated with this glowing purple metal that does seem to have vines and flowers growing throughout them, and a female Vesk who you very clearly recognize the sort of posture of someone who served the Veskarium, specifically as a soldier. And so you kind of notice the two of them who are a bit more talkative than the other members of the ship so far, and they will happily spend some time conversing with you. Is there any specific stuff you'd like to talk to them about? Or just want to chat?
Maybe just chat, because like I don't really have any good leads on how to figure out what our purpose is here. Or like there's so much we don't know.
Absolutely. You spend some time just generally chatting with these two. They would mention to you that they are some of the newer members of the Order, having very recently laid down their arms and dedicated themselves to studying the cycle. They would similarly invite you to join them for training sessions before meals, pointing out where the training hall is and saying that they and some of the other younger members like to spend time there, even if they don't utilize their weapons or fight anymore due to their vow. They do still like to train their bodies and would be happy to include you amongst those training sessions. They'd actually probably mention that Amara joined them this morning.
Oh. That sounds like my jam.
They will, both of them will sort of have a moment looking over you, because you've got your weapons still, right?
Yeah. I got a couple guns, my sword.
So seeing your variety of equipment, your pretty well-used armor at this point, near the end of the conversation, the android who introduced themselves as Tranquility One would look at you and go, "Actually, now that I think about it, both of us have some items that we struggled a bit to let go of when we first took our vow of pacifism. Perhaps you would be interested in helping us to lighten our spiritual burdens by accepting them from us?"
Oh. Well, if it makes you feel better about your situation, then certainly.
The Vesk, who would have introduced herself as Brigidka, would pipe up and go, "Well, I didn't really want to get rid of it if I could help it, but I could see no better person to take it than a former soldier like me, so hopefully it will be of use to you when it isn't really of use to me anymore." And if you accept, they will sort of each lead you to their individual cells, one after the other, unpack like a chest from under their beds, and hand you a few pieces of equipment that they just simply don't want anymore.
All right. Yeah, that equipment should be used, so if they're not going to use it, I'll find a use for it.
So this equipment includes a set of Vescarium Imperial Plate, which is a set of heavy armor, as well as a commercial mobility enhancer attached to that Vescarium Imperial Plate. It is an armor... I'm going to say it's an armor upgrade, but I might be remembering incorrectly. Let me check real quick. But it reduces the armor's speed penalty by 5.
Oh, nice. That would actually eliminate the speed penalty for me.
Yes, for heavy armor it will, as long as you meet the strength requirement, completely get rid of the speed penalty. I may have had someone in mind when I was putting this in as treasure. Who would have thought? Goodness. Give me one moment, because I want to check whether it is... I believe it is... It's either an armor upgrade or... Yes, the mobility enhancement is an armor upgrade. Perfect. So it would just be attached to it, pretty much, as long as you have a... yeah, you can just have one on there.
Okay.
Bing, bang, boom.
All right.
Which is why it's currently attached. And so that was what Brigidka gives you as a former Vesk soldier, her armor that has been modified to make it easier to move in. The android will look at you and pull out an entire plasma cannon. No ammo for it,
Whoa.
unfortunately. But it is a full advanced plasma cannon,
Oh shit.
which means it is effectively a striking weapon right now, as it has the +1 and striking profiles attached to it.
Ooh. Sheesh.
And it is
That's-
an area fire weapon.
Yeah. And unwieldy.
So it is a D12 advanced area fire weapon.
Ooh, that could be an issue.
Oh,
Because soldiers don't get advanced weapon proficiency.
did you not take something that let you use an advanced weapon?
I took weapon proficiency for advanced projectile. Because when you do it, you're trained one advanced weapon of your choice.
I would allow you to retrain that as you wished. And you know what? I'm just going to let you work with general advanced firearms with it, just for ease of use on things, if you wish to. Otherwise, it'll just be very limiting on you for no reason.
Okay, yeah, that works.
So if you would like to make use of this, you may.
All right.
But they will
Get encumbered.
hand over these pieces of equipment to you.
Damn. That's an incredible gesture.
We struggled to get rid of these. After all, they were our protection through years of wandering in the universe, but now that we've taken our vows, there really isn't a need to hold on to them anymore. We have no use for them, so if you think they will be of use to you, then we'd much rather you take them than they sit here and rot.
I understand. I will give them the old vest salute.
Brigidka would reciprocate. And Tranquility would not, because Tranquility does not follow Vest tradition.
Understandable.
But that would generally bring you guys to the end of today. Not too much in particular done. Some rewards from monks you've spoken to, Kimana and Halakon beginning to work on putting on a concert, perhaps. Thinker looking into the files and, tenets of this faith on top of helping them to repair their ship exterior, and Amara doing some training with the youngins while also figuring out how to potentially get on Ninora's good side. And that is going to bring us to the end of today. I know yesterday we had Amara and Kimana sleeping on the final horizon. Halakon, of course, you have your cell here specifically to sleep on. So, Thinker, Durgesh, are the two of you still going back to the Primarata to sleep? Do you stay here? Amara, Kimana, do you go back to the Primarata? Do you stay here?
Thinker's gonna stay here tonight.
Okay, fantastic.
Thinker has found nothing harmful, and honestly, Thinker probably falls asleep in the library reading.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'll stay on the final horizon.
All right.
I'll stay on the Primarata just to make sure that there's at least one person on board.
Sure.
Do we not trust Cobalt?
Dude, it's just you might need backup. My ship, you know.
Yeah.
Never hurts to have someone who can set up at one end of the main hallway with a sniper rifle. Thinker, are you performing watch in that library at all, or are you truly letting yourself fall asleep to see if something happens to you in the middle of the night?
Okay, the message I sent you is why I am doing it. Thinker whole ass falls asleep reading.
Okay, cool.
I sent you that because I'm an asshole.
Fair enough. Well, either I'm really good at avoiding your plots, or there's simply nothing wrong on this ship because nothing happens to you in the middle of the night.
Not that Thinker was expecting anything to happen.
No.
Thinker fell asleep reading a book.
But you're so damn certain about these vibes.
They're rancid.
And I am
They're
sick of
rancid,
it.
so-
This is slandering at this point.
Yeah, I don't care.
There is nothing wrong with this.
Rancid.
Yeah, you guys, I don't think anyone used any resources or anything, but if you'd like to take a long rest, you are welcome to do so. At this point, as you all take a wonderful night's rest. And that will bring us to the next day, where, similarly, you guys are welcome to do whatever it is you would like to.
I shall do what I did yesterday.
Fantastic.
I was invited to some training, so I'll go do that.
Yeah, you can join on the training as well, Durgesh.
Why am I carrying a flashlight that's one bulk when I have dark vision?
Why are you, Durgesh?
I don't know.
Thinker's
Also,
gonna
you can
spend-
turn the flashlight on your comm unit on.
Help. I'm just trying to sort out my encumbrance here.
Yes.
Thinker's
Why
gonna spend
is a
some
flashlight
time
one bulk?
fixing up the Primarata.
Maybe remember that Amara can speak and read Kasatha. Hint, hint.
I would have absolutely shared all of the information about the cult with the entire party. That would have happened over dinner. No, that would have happened over breakfast. Sorry, I would have shared that this morning when we all met up.
I'll read those
I
books later today.
Did we meet up?
Yeah, you guys absolutely met up over these different times.
Then yeah, Thinker would have shared everything that he learned in the library the moment we meet up.
Am I? Oh, oops.
You do not meet the strength requirement, by the way, Durgesh, for that Imperial plate.
Don't I? What is it?
It's a +4 strength for the Vesk Imperial plate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put that in storage for now.
Okay. You could you guys could move the upgrade to a different set of armor if you wanted. I don't know if you have other heavy armor though that you can use that you would rather.
No, because the Aegis series doesn't have an upgrade slot.
Fair enough.
I guess we'll have to wait until I'm level 10.
I guess so. What a shame.
I would have pointed Amara directly in the. I would have shown Amara specifically the books I was reading last night in that I could not read that were in Kasatha. I don't remember the language.
Kasatha?
Kasatha, thank you.
Yeah. The language of Kasathans from the planet Kasath.
So tired.
I'm going to clear out some of my messages here.
Yeah, I would have shown Amara to those, and then I would have gone to repair the Primarata myself.
Okay.
So I'll read those tonight.
All right, so you're still going to spend the morning period on influencing Ninura.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
R&R, baby. R&R.
Kimana and Halicon, what would the two of you like to do this morning?
Well, Halicon has not really found much that he can do to support people recently. So, first option would be to just stick around with Kimana some more. Assist her and whatever she wants to do.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Kamana will keep trying to talk to these folks and trying. She'll try a different approach than her usual bubbly personality. She'll try to approach the Solarians more like stoically, or just like calmly, and
Okay.
try to talk to them more like academics, and just you know how like if you meet somebody on a university campus and you find their one special interest, how they get like super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kamana's gonna like try and poke until she finds their special interests and get them to get passionate about it. And
Gotcha.
then, yes.
Okay. Then, similar to yesterday evening, if you would like to gather information and Halicon you would like to attempt to aid, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you're going the academic route, sounds like religion would still be appropriate.
Yeah, I'd say religion or society, either would work here.
Well, religion, bigger number.
Fair enough.
Bigger number.
Hey.
And that is a +1 for you, Kamana.
We love
Nice.
when number is bigger.
Okay.
Alrighty. Much better today than yesterday.
Okay.
Going over in a much calmer way, talking to people, asking them about their interests, and then, or even, Halicon helping with each individual person's interests that he's gotten to know in the longer time he's known these people than you have. And also generally people starting to get used to you. You've been here for longer than 24 hours now, and between that and you saving them, some people definitely begin to open up to you. And so you are definitely on track to... I'd say at this point, you've probably got about 70-80% of what you would need to compose a good song.
Okay, cool.
Durgesh and Amara, both of you can give me either a athletics, acrobatics, or general strike roll to try and reduce the DC of an influence check with Nanura here as you are training in the morning with them.
Athletics. Almost a natural 20.
A big shame. However, a 17, I believe, let me just check. A 17 is a failure on athletics. However, Amara, that is a great crit success.
I can't see it. I need to reload.
Oh no.
I see it. Oh, we're doing this again.
Yeah. Well, I know the
Not this
module,
issue.
and they released a update for it, but that hasn't fully fixed it, it seems.
Oh, there was it's a module causing
It's the
this?
Dice So Nice module, yeah. The actual
cringe.
3D
Oh.
dice roller is what's causing the
Really?
dice rolls to be eaten.
Yeah, that is a nice roll.
So, unfortunately, there's no additional benefit for crit succeeding on this.
Mm-hmm.
It does still just reduce your DC by 2. Up to you if you'd like to hero point, Durgesh. You're looking for a DC 20 on athletics or acrobatics to reduce the DC.
You know what? I don't want to look bad. Dang it.
Nope, you got the plus
Oh,
10.
yeah.
Which will turn into
yeah.
success. All right. Both of you are welcome to roll an influence check on Nanora at this point as well. You have the general skills, diplomacy, intimidation, deception, and Amara, you know that piloting is the best possible skill to use.
Intimidation is the best. I'm scary.
There are different DCs based off of which of those skills you roll. Amara, yours could be public for this.
Oh.
It is discovering that needs to be blind. So you got a 17, which does succeed.
All right.
Durgesh, a 28 does succeed. Unfortunately, because you chose intimidation, it does not crit succeed.
Oh.
If you had rolled that with diplomacy, with the -2, that would have been a crit success.
Oh.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can roll that high on diplomacy.
I mean, my diplomacy is only 2 less than that.
How are you using Constitution for intimidation?
Because
He's built different.
there's something about that. I don't know. Fearsome
It's
bow.
the soldier feature, isn't it?
Fearsome bulwark.
Ah, you got that at
Use your
3rd
Constitution.
level.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you can use it instead of your strength modifier for athletics to reposition or shove as well. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Cool, cool,
I
cool.
don't know if that's actually doing that.
I think if you use the specific basic action macro, it might, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's not doing that. It's using strength if you look at my modifiers.
So you should realistically just have a +1 on those.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that.
If you use the basic action macros to shove or reposition, it does use Constitution instead. It is just that your athletics as a whole is not replaced by it with con. It's only for those two specific actions. Where same with it, but intimidation as a whole is replaced by con.
Okay.
All right. So that is certainly going to raise your influence with her a decent amount to the point that she is certainly going to become friendly with you guys at this point. Managing to get on much better terms with Nenora at this point as she comes to enjoy your presence, especially at these training sessions. Getting to relive a bit of her stories about her past journeys and seeing Durgesh menace a few people who are slacking on drills is very entertaining for her. And Thinker, you are just focused on repairing the Primarata during this time period, correct?
That's right. We took a beating, and I need to get us ship shape.
Yeah, by all means, go ahead and roll a repair check for me.
It's asking me to drag an item.
You can just roll crafting.
Crafting or engineer?
Engineering lore. Give me half a moment.
Holding.
One of the things I have to check.
No, he's checking if my bullshit is correct.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm about to get called out.
I think that's fine, yeah. One of the things I was mainly trying to remind myself if lore skills could be used for things outside of recall knowledges. Because for some reason I got it in my head that they are for recall knowledge only, but that's not true.
I'm going to hero point that.
Used.
Oh, you're going to use a hero point? How sweet.
I am. 24.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'd say... Let's see. What is you are just trained in engineering lore right now?
I am. Just trained.
Fantastic. Then in total, that's going to repair about 20 hit points to the Primarata during this time frame. So not bringing it back up to full, but certainly healing it for a chunk.
And you already applied that?
Yep, already done. You are back up to 55 out of 70. So, you guys are all good on that front. You guys, of course, meet up for the lunchtime if you have anything you'd like to talk about, but you also have the entirety of the evening to do things. And again, as a general reminder, whatever you guys want to do, you are welcome to do. Like Kamana doing a song is very cool. You have multiple people you can try to influence, being Talaris, Nenora, even O'Neill, if you want to try and get her to open up a bit more. You could take a look around in general areas of the ship if you would like to look for things. It is really and truly whatever you would like to do. These are just sort of guiding options I have for you guys.
Well,
oh, good. There's an evening block, right? It's not just morning and afternoon?
We are doing 2 blocks a day.
Okay.
So you guys have done the first block for today. The second block is afternoon into evening.
Has Halcon been hanging out with us a fair bit?
I believe he spent all of yesterday afternoon and most of this morning with Kamana.
Right. I just wonder if we should
Go ahead.
I just wondering if we should, So hey, we've been through some stuff and we're trying to figure something out here. I'm just wondering if we should break that ice.
The rest of the party members met Halcyon yet? I don't know if I had.
You guys may meet during lunch today if you guys would like to meet him here. Thinker.
Okay. Since Kamana and Halikon were working together this morning, then Kamana will gladly introduce Halikon.
Fun. I looked up the Shireen.
I'm gonna look over at him. Hello.
He'll stare at people in general with his insectoid visage. So he'll nod and say, "Hello, nice meeting all of you. It is rare that this ship gets visitors, and it is certainly a welcome distraction of the things going on. And of course, your help is very appreciated."
You'll see Amara look at you and just walk away.
What? Amara?
Oh. Some bad memories.
Yes.
Oh,
Apologies.
no, that's right.
Came out of... Yeah.
I will say for you, Amara, that the Shirin have not been a part of the swarm for generations.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to make sure you're aware of that.
Yeah, it's still, they're an offshoot of the thing that, invaded her world when she was 13.
Fair enough.
And then she spent, decades fighting. PTSD. It doesn't have to be rational. Because it isn't.
Fair enough.
So,
I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
No, sorry. She just she was.
She grew up during
she
the,
was in
the
the war.
storm.
The swarm was difficult for her.
Oh, I understand. It is admittedly not the first time that has happened, but there's very little I can do about that other than assure people that...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So you're part of this Solarian order, are you? Or no, you're just traveling with them.
I suppose in a vague sense I am part of this congregation, but I consider myself a guest for certain, and between us don't approve of all of their requirements. As
You're not a
Desna
fan
teaches us, I am not a fan of the strict pacifism. Desna teaches us that we need to aid our fellow travelers, which is difficult if you decide not to use the means and skills that unfortunately help in most situations.
Upon hearing that
Many
Halcyon
situations.
is a follower of Desna, I'm just going to throw. I'm going to you, Halcyon, just look like I kind of like shift my head, the hood of my jellyfish over a little bit. But for everyone else on the ship, I am just looking at Kamana like, oh? For everyone who actually understands what my facial expressions are.
I don't choose to ignore that.
A lot of ignoring going on today.
I will choose to ignore that statement, Mr. Jericho. Well, thank you for your hospitality, nonetheless. It's always nice having a friendly face to speak to. So thank you.
I suppose I thank you for considering my face friendly.
Why wouldn't it be?
One of you
Yours
has
is-
walked away from it, but
Give her time.
I take no offense.
I mean, I don't think my face is any more friendly than yours. I'll also give you 5 credits if you can point to where my face is.
You know, again.
I'll take
It's-
that challenge.
So much fun. I made 50 credits at a concert.
It's a scam. Don't fall for it.
I made Dargesh. Shush.
Helicon will in fact say, "I accept that challenge" in fluent Brefaden.
Oh. I will respond in fluent
Are
Brefaden.
you okay?
It's been a while since anyone has spoken Brefaden.
I travel
What a
much
pleasant
of the Pact
surprise.
Worlds.
What a pleasant surprise. Something tells me I'm going to be shortly out of 5 credits.
You can be fairly certain, Thinker, that if he speaks Brefaden, he's going to be able to identify where your face is.
Well, fuck.
So, if you guys actually want to do this, and Thinker, you want to lose 5 credits, and Halicon, you want to gain 5, you guys are
I'll take
welcome to do so.
Fine. If he points at my face successfully.
Helicon will, but then say back in common, "Keep your money."
I'm very glad you said that. I don't have any on me. I really should have checked my coinage before I made that bet.
I forgot you were flat ass broke.
Oh, yeah, I got 3 credits.
So did I.
All the money's on the ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
ship.
ship.
Fucking hell, that's funny.
Yeah,
I think
I've
there-
traveled much of the Pact Worlds and have made a honest attempt at learning the language of each place that I visited. I think I've successfully managed most of them.
Impressive. It's not an easy thing to pick up all of the languages of the Pact Worlds.
I just
That's
found it
fair.
important to really understand the place. Go ahead.
I'd sort of like glance around, see if any of the other monks are looking around or leering by.
At this point,
that's-
the only other person really around is like Triffy, who's just sort of like spinning a ladle and humming.
Of course he is. I'm like, Halcon, we were brought to this place at this moment for a reason. And we don't know what that reason is. Have you seen or heard anything since you've been here that might give you reason to think something else is going on here?
I can pauses for a moment. I suppose we were violently kicked out of the drift and landed awfully close to a black hole, which is certainly a notable occurrence that, if you hadn't shown up, could have ended much worse.
Yeah. We entered. It's hard to explain, but we were given coordinates. And to escape the last situation we were in, we used those coordinates and it brought us here.
And let's just be very clear. We were given very specific coordinates to arrive right here at this specific time.
I
Can I
think
uh,
think that's very fortunate, but I'm not sure I can help you with any sort of guidance.
using my telepathy, I'm going to contact everyone and say, do we trust Halcyon with the Signal Chaos engine? With the secret of it?
He's been helping me a lot recently. He seems like a pretty okay guy.
Maybe not quite that far. Just yet. I mean, I only had the one interaction with him so far, to be fair. But he's also seems to be the most open person on this ship.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, no one else has been this open with us. He just met the rest of us.
Yeah.
I
Maybe.
think we should. Follower of Desna, right after we finished up with her, and coordinates flash on the screen leading us to this place, where we meet an exceptionally kind and helpful Solarian follower of Desna. I think he was who we were supposed to find.
I think there's more to it than that, but I'll follow your guys' lead.
If no one else voices strong dissent,
Amara's not here.
Amara's not here, so it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
Telepathically, I am going to speak into Halcyon's mind. The way we traveled here, we did not simply travel via space coordinates. I need you to understand, when I say we showed up here purposefully, I don't just mean we were told to go to a location and we flew there. We were given coordinates in time. The final horizon falling into the black hole was time-stamped, and we were told to arrive here. That specific time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Helicon will respond telepathically, as he says, assuming that this is not some elaborate prank, I distinctly don't understand what you're saying. That
Well,
sounds rather extraordinary, to say the least. Where did you get these coordinates from?
I will respond verbally. Well, that's the hard part to explain. And will not elaborate.
I see. I don't know how to interpret what you just told me.
Well, someone or something was leading us to the location where we found that information. And it had ties to Desna.
I would also let everyone know exactly the wording and exactly what I said via group message, via group chat.
I see. So, if you hadn't traveled here through whatever means you have, then really what should have happened is that this ship was destroyed, but you intervened?
Yes.
Someone asked us to intervene. We don't know who yet. We don't know what, frankly. But something did.
It's probably Desna.
What?
Maybe.
What's the name of that image that we got the coordinates from?
Well, the coordinates were on the computers in the Dream Station when you booted them up.
Oh, okay. And then
That was just
then
as
we saw
soon
the
as you
image.
turned the computers on, the coordinates were like dead center of the screen.
They weren't.
The image you were finding in like multiple sort of hidden files around the computer that the computer did not recognize as files that existed on the computer. And that was a location called the Tesseract.
Tesseract, that's the
Which
word
I
was looking
know.
for.
Yes.
I think I had a really good recall knowledge on that and knew it too.
I believe there was at least one natural 20.
I think that was mine.
Oh yeah, Durgish.
Yeah, I don't know. I should know that, but I did.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You're
Well, go ahead.
you're one of the first followers of Desna that we've actually met who's been alive. No, wait, he was a follower of Triune. Yes, you're one of the first followers of Desna that we've met who's been alive.
You've
It's-
met those that weren't?
Yes.
That's
The drift, drift stuff.
Drift zombies.
that's saddening to hear, but I suppose
No, apologies. That's not my intention to make you upset.
it
I
is
am
a
killing
lot
myself
to
right now.
digest, to say the least. Assuming you are being truthful, which I have no reason to doubt you. But I am just pondering, if Desna sent you, then I am eternally grateful for your appearance, but I can't imagine that I personally am important enough to warrant such an intervention.
Well, did
Surely there must be something else going on then. Something really important.
That's what I'm thinking. But I just figured maybe I'll just throw feelers out there, and maybe if you see anything unusual, then maybe it might be related to that. And I can't tell you how much it was killing me to not say something stupid about, don't feel bad about them, they're not born yet.
I specifically didn't mention that our ship had the capability of time travel. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. So yeah, if you see anything strange that might fit some sort of cosmic guidance, maybe keep us in the loop.
Maybe she didn't mean for us to come and save you specifically, but hey, she's a god. Who says she can't kill two birds with one stone?
That's a very practical way of looking at things. I suppose I really do appreciate them being the second bird.
Maybe you're the first. Who the fuck knows? I had long since stopped trying to understand the gods.
Yeah. I think there's something about this ship that we're supposed to find.
Well, that's probably true too.
Perhaps it is worthwhile to speak with O'Neill again, then. If you're looking for someone with suspicions, I suppose she would fit the bill most.
What do you mean?
She seems distant from the others.
Have you heard of anything known as the singularity when it comes to either the Solarian faith of the cycle? What was the specific wording? The Singularity Protocol?
Singularity Protocol, yes.
Have you heard of anything known as the Singularity Protocol when it comes to either the genetic faith of the Solarian cycle or be it something mentioned aboard this vessel?
Let's maybe do a recall knowledge to see if I have.
Sure.
And I would absolutely like to hero point this if that is the bad roll.
I don't really allow hero points on blind rolls very frequently.
Okay, fair enough.
Mr. Jericho sucks.
Because I am not a nice person. But I, without a roll even being necessary, you have not heard of the Singularity Protocol. That is not a term you have come across.
No, I'm aware of the word singularity, which may mean certain things in certain contexts, but nothing that springs to mind.
I would I would share the chat log with them then, with Halcyon, of the anonymous chat log between the two individuals talking about implementing the Singularity Protocol.
Mm-hmm.
That is distressing.
Highly. Helped all the more by the fact that we are actively orbiting a black hole.
Yes. I suppose there are parts of the Solarian faith that focus particularly on the entropy. Certainly it would explain the fixation on this black hole by some, but I don't think that is inherently distressing. It is merely one aspect of the cycle to focus on.
And I can actually tell you, based off of the recall knowledge you gave there, Halicon, from your time being a guest on this cause monastery, this faith is almost the opposite, seeming to have a much deeper focus on the birth and life side of the cycle rather than the entropy side.
Yeah, this was certainly not a planned destination. But maybe, and I'm just guessing here, they are taking this as a dire omen, just as I am, but instead of being distressed about it, they are deciding to embrace it as a sign.
It does follow one of their core tenets. It would not surprise me, I just thought to pick your brain.
I appreciate you sharing your concerns and secrets, but I'm afraid I'm not much help in this regard.
Your help is still very appreciated, I must say. Thank you.
Oh, don't worry. You are fellow travelers. It is my responsibility to help you. And my wish, for that matter.
Right. Well, as you all sort of finish that conversation and think about what it is you would like to do next, we are hitting the afternoon evening block of time for today. So, what would everyone like to do?
You know what I'm doing.
Thinker's
think-
gonna go finish up working on the Primarata.
Kamana will tell Halicon that if he wants to do something else, she should be able to handle this last part of the songwriting research. Or if Halicon wants to come along with her again, that is also a-okay.
I think Helicon would like to see this through before he goes off to do other things.
Okay.
Maybe that's already enough to inspire the monks here to not be as,
Yeah.
Uptight.
I'm off to the library.
Durgas.
All
I
right.
think oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go after.
All right, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna do gather diplomacy or gather information with diplomacy, but I would like to try and see if I can glean any odd occurrences that might give hint to what we're looking for, or if anything strange happened leading up to the drift crash or during the violent ejection from the drift, if something other than the other chaos, if something stuck out. So I'm just basically trying to fish out for stuff like that.
Sure. And Amara, I believe I heard you mention something about the library.
Yep, she's going to go hide in the library.
Fair enough. Are you specifically looking for anything in particular in there, information-wise, or are you just hiding?
She's going to read the books that are in
Okay.
Kasathan.
Fantastic. And you do know Kasathan, correct?
Yes, I do.
Phenomenal! All right. Then I believe that's pretty much all the same roles as previous. We've got gather informations, we've got an aid, we've got a repair. Amara, similarly, society or religion. Either of them would work for this.
Society.
Perfect. And
Society.
Society.
Just not gather info.
And it should be blind for this Amara, since this is effectively falling under decipher writing. Fantastic on the rolls. Let's get Kimana, Thinker, and Halcon's rolls.
Yep. I'll wait for Halicon's aid and then.
Right. Same as before.
Okay.
Fantastic. Another +1.
Please. Please, mail.
Mm.
I don't know why I volunteered to do these blind.
Well, I mean, gathering information does fall under blind.
Yeah, but I... never mind.
I am treating this under the sort of gathering information umbrella, because that way any buffs you have to gather information could apply. Alright, I can work with that, certainly. We'll start with Thinker, because that's a nice and easy one. Thinker, easy enough at this point that you can, suffice to say, after a full day of work, the Primarata is in the most solid state. You have successfully repaired most of the damage that was suffered in your escape to this period in time.
At any point do I see Cobalt dancing along to Kimana's music?
Give me a perception check.
Blind?
Of course. When am I that nice?
Normally you're nicer to me when I'm doing dumb shit that doesn't matter.
Sucks. You do not, unfortunately.
God damn it!
You do see Monacetta dancing, though.
We knew that. She's been a fan from day one.
Let's see. Kimana with Halicon's help. Unfortunately, that was quite a poor roll, Kimana.
Please let me hero point it.
No.
I have 2 left.
Sucks. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, but I was already like 80% of the way there, right?
Yes, which is why it's not the worst thing that you didn't roll too well today. What I'm going to say with that is you can complete the song. You at this point have probably gathered enough from talking to people. There's only so many on board this ship after all. And some of them simply just don't really like talking to outsiders at all.
Yeah.
That you are able to gather enough to finish the song. How good of a song it is, how well it is performed, and whether you can actually set up a good performance for it all remains to be seen. But you could comfortably say at this point, you've got what you need to write a song.
Okay.
You've got the information, you've probably got the ideas flowing. You've probably, I imagine, like, spent the last 2 nights actually trying to write lyrics for it, figure out the tune. So you've got what you need. Now it's about execution.
Okay.
Amara, taking a look through the Kasathan holy texts, or sacred texts, devoted to the cycle that Thinker was not able to read through. Yeah. you also were the one person who actually listened to the monks in the morning and sort of overheard their more nihilistic chanting. You know, the phrases like, seek the union of gravity, in death we find enlightenment, and something that may have importance based off of the note Thinker found here yesterday, the phrase, the void brings transcendence. Now, you are able to confirm through reading these books that, yeah, these phrases they're saying do exist in the books. They are translations of the original holy writing in the most nihilistic possible version, very much emphasizing death as a method of union with the cosmos and eventual resurrection. So it's not necessarily strange that some people might have that viewpoint. It's not like some sort of secret code or anything that's being said. It's just truly the most depresso people deciding to take the writings and their meditations in just the worst way they could.
No, they're My Chemical Romance fans.
I am not going to comment on that.
Damn goths.
I make no comments on that front. And then, Durgesh, you are attempting to gather some information from people, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't say that like it was a question, but it was. I said it more as statement.
Yeah.
It's interesting what you come across, Durgesh, because you don't actually hear this from someone directly talking, but like a recording being played, you hear.
Ooh.
As you're sort of walking down the hall at one point, you hear like a speaker in one of the rooms have a voice come through that is, brothers and sisters, prepare yourselves for our final horizon. An enlightened machine leads us into our future. All shall be revealed within the eye of the void. May the day of our deliverance come swiftly.
What? Where is this speaker coming from?
Go ahead and give me perception or survival. Blind, please.
I almost wrote initiative.
Trying to track down where exactly this came from. There's so many cells, and so many of them have people in them right now. Unfortunately, you are not able to confirm who exactly cell that came from.
And like that was a recording, not a person speaking.
Yeah, either recording or like someone speaking through like a comm unit, potentially. Right. It was hard to tell exactly which.
Can you put the words in chat just so
my God. Why do you people do this to me?
Because I have a terrible memory.
Making me remember what I said. How dare you? Assuming I have as good of a memory.
That sounded very specific, so I assumed you were reading.
Perhaps. Maybe. How dare you assume?
I make many assumptions.
Yeah, we know how that goes.
Guys, this is the nice relaxation ship. There's nothing going wrong. I promise.
I'm gonna go find Thinker. I'm like, hey, I heard this weird shit. Kind of panic.
The last thing Thinker needs is more reason to call the vibes rancid.
It's not all the vibes. It's just a subsection.
A
Probably-
specific
probably
subset of the
the AI.
vibes.
Probably the AI as well.
All right.
I don't like everyone with it.
There we go. Brothers and sisters, prepare yourselves for our final horizon. An enlightened machine leads us into our future. All shall be revealed within the eye of the void. May the day of our deliverance come swiftly.
Hey, that's
Alright,
fucked.
Durgis has frantically typed that into his comm unit to send everyone else. Like, I just heard it on some speaker somewhere. I don't want to be.
All of you get a text message as you're doing your various things.
Yeah. They were singing about that, just a small people. Apparently, there's a small cult of them that want to go into the black hole.
I
That's my
text back
enlightened-
on the comm. ... What the fuck?
So, Final Horizon, they mentioned the name of the ship. An enlightened machine.
Brothers and sisters, that sounds like...
That's just talking to the congregation.
Yeah,
It's just-
and who talks to the congregation here?
Can I call it to Cora?
Certainly.
Or do I need...
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna call Cora. I'm going like, Cora, I don't know where I heard this, but I heard a really strange communication off someone's speaker. Do you know anything about an enlightened machine leading people to their future? Or
I am thinking. GM is thinking personally. There's not a pause in Cora's response. I want to make that clear here.
I just don't sound like
Or is thinking, oh no,
the Solarian.
we
The
all
Solarians are
die.
attacking. The Solarians are attacking me.
no, Halcyon, put down that gun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. I think from AI perspective. How do I respond to this?
boop.
Beep boop, right?
Obviously about B.
Vent atmosphere.
Oh no!
Immediately
Oh, I
ejects
could-
Durgesh.
Oh man, I got ejected from the ship.
You have been banished.
Bolt all the atmosphere doors open.
It's funny, Cora doesn't answer over the speaker or anything. She actually calls your comm unit, Durgesh.
I will answer.
From my understanding, there are numerous individuals above this vessel who have their own recordings of different faiths and philosophies in their own research of the cycle. Typically, enlightened machine would refer to some sort of awakened technology. Artificial intelligence could, of course, fall under that purview.
Have you heard of the term Eye of the Void before?
I have not. I do know that the void is a plane of existence in which the energy that vitalizes undead and other phenomena originates. This could be referring to a central point in there. Perhaps there are phenomena of void energies acting like storms out in space. There are such things as solar storms. I have in my data banks records of void-based storms, most specifically taking place within the drift. This could be referring to the eye of such a storm.
Could it be the black hole, as I am just conveniently by a port looking at this black hole?
Yeah.
It is not to my understanding that black holes have any form of connection to the void. It is not impossible.
All right. I'm going to attempt a very feeble sense motive.
Sure.
I'm probably going to fail.
You're talking to an AI over your phone.
Yeah.
There's nothing you have to go off of that could tell you either way whether Cora is deceiving you or being totally honest. There is no sort of
Nothing, yeah.
emotion in her voice. It is pure deadpan, as it has always been. So, you have no way of knowing.
All right. Thanks for the answer.
Certainly. You hang up on Cora.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I believe some of you may have things you wish to discuss as you come together for the evening, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, my songwriting's going great.
We're all going to die.
The shipbuilding is going fantastically.
Yeah, the religious text can be interpreted in a way as to be as nihilistic as possible.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that whole void singularity. You know, I'm just gonna make a guess here. You know, Final Horizon, big black hole. Maybe that's what they're going to try to do to the ship. We need to keep a watch out.
See if someone tries to assume control of the ship.
Mhm.
Durgesh, did you send that full thing that you heard? Did you send it word for word into our group chat?
Yes,
Over the
because
top.
because I was concerned about forgetting a word or two.
Now I like to imagine Durgesh, anytime he hears voices, just instantly starts typing.
Durgesh has the fastest words per minute of anyone on the crew.
Mhm. Which is weird, because I have a faster dexterity, but nope, it's him.
Cora,
Yes?
do you have any recordings of the abbot's sermons?
I have one.
Okay, not the one that you have.
It's not really... the abbot does not perform sermons to the people. There are meetings between the abbot and some of the more senior members of the Final Horizons crew. Most people spend their time in individual contemplation, reflection, and meditation, though. The abbot is the group promoted leader of these people.
Gotcha. When the abbot has to address a large body of people, how does he typically begin that address?
Hello? How are you?
We're fine
Does he at
here.
any point use the phrase brothers and sisters?
That phrase has been used.
How often is it used?
53.26% of addresses begin with brothers and sisters.
Fuck.
That's only half. That's actually not. It's not. Oh my goodness.
No,
Y'all are so
no.
paranoid.
I understand.
It's not that bad. It's not like
yeah.
fair.
You
call
know,
this the
I did
Jericho
go for a
effect.
war.
I don't know. It's about 50%.
Look. Okay,
It's
yeah,
his
they're a
most
little
common
morbid.
form of address.
Okay, they're a little morbid. It's, I mean, that's okay. People can have their own beliefs, like as long as they don't try to drive the ship into the black hole while we're on
I
it.
mean, so they should drive the ship into the black hole when we're off it. That's when it's okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
if
We
they
don't-
want to.
No.
Because it seems to me like this is not the commonly held belief. If it was the commonly held belief,
Oh, that's.
they would have asked us to not pull. They were actively flying away from the black hole.
They wouldn't have had an SOS.
Yeah,
Plus, from my understanding of watching one of the sermons, it is definitely a minority who have this belief.
we just don't know who is in that minority. It is fully possible that that the abbot is one of these minority, one of the vocal minority. He could be. The fact
Just because someone starts their sermons with brothers and sisters, most religious people will do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Which
most
makes
religious people are very
I,
mean to non-binary identities. Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, but perhaps it really should have been like brothers and sisters and siblings. I don't know, but
Which is fair, because they do have multiple non-binary members of
Yo, I
the
love that.
Final
So
Horizon.
not only is the abbot trying to genocide this entire vessel, the abbot's also a bigot.
Yep.
Maybe I should have considered my
Yeah,
phrasing
it.
of this better.
Why are we?
I-
Okay, no, like genuinely, why are we convinced it's the abbot?
I'm convinced
I'm
it's the
not.
abbot. It's really only me.
It's just,
I think it's
I
just
mean,
me.
it could be anyone,
Yeah, it could be anyone.
but we
I
need to
just-
investigate.
I don't like the abbot, and I think it's the abbot.
What do you not like about Talaris? It's his face, isn't it?
It has nothing to do with his face.
You don't like how Talaris looks. Be honest.
I don't
Oh,
know. He's
man,
a
that-
cute squid person.
He
can
looks
you
like
really
a
trust
lovely
someone?
man.
Can you really trust someone with a big forehead like that?
That is all Kasafa.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Racism. I'm just saying the vibes, man.
And on that note, with my inability to make the vibes any better, apparently, that is where we are going to end the session for today.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll get them next time, y'all.
Mhm.
Next time the vibes will be immaculate, I promise.
Well, I don't think you can ever make the vibe. I don't think Destiny will ever be satisfied with any
don't
vibes.
think so
I will never
either.
be. I will never be satisfied with the vibes. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Mr. Jericho.
Hamilton.
Just remember, she won't let you go.
But, Sheik, thank you for.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Welcome
thank you
to
for
the
joining
game,
us.
Halicon. Happy to have you.
Yeah, I had fun, and I'm hoping to have more fun in the future.
Yay!
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for playing along with Kamana's silliness.
It was a great opportunity to build connections there.
Yeah. Would you say, Kamana, at this point that, during the last day and a half almost of working with Halicon, you would have brought him into your Vitality network?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. That way, you would be you would have the group chat ability now as well, so you have telepathy with everyone in the party, so long as you can see them.
Okay.
Which, I mean, you've already got your own limited telepathy, but this is unlimited in range so long as they are within sight.
I'm sure Amara approves.
You give her time. She just has to kind of get over her trauma and go.
Yeah,
okay.
but a bit of tension was to be expected.
Mhm.
All right. But with potential threads beginning to unravel on what exactly on board this vessel may not be beneficial to everyone's survival, and a new potential friend in the pilot Ninura, the skittish and potentially paranoid engineer O'Neill that you have met and has not returned from the bowels of the ship since. We will pick up next week on that. So, as there is more to potentially discover and a perhaps plot to unravel as to why you were sent here in the first place. So, thank you all so much for playing.
Do you know what the Electric Machine is? Where is it?
Thank you all for playing. I do so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week.
Did not pass the vibe check.
Have a